Hello people of BookTube, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I'm going to talk about The Iron Warrior by Julie Kagawa, and this is the third book in the Call of the Forgotten series. Oh my god. Out of all the Iron Fae books, this is probably one I've read the least, just because in between the last book and this one, I have reread the others so many times. So, there was quite a bit in this book that I forgot happened, which was nice, like I mentioned in my last review. I like when there are things that I do forget, because it gives me the same feeling, or as close to the same feeling as I can get to reading the book for the first time again. For those who don't know, this is a re-review, so I will be linking the original review somewhere, like in an iCard, description, whatever. It has been a hot minute since I've reread this. I don't think I've picked this up since it first came out. So, it's been a while. And just, oh my god. As I was rereading this, I was really brought back to feelings and stuff from when I first read it. Just, wow. I love the character growth that we see in Ethan. I love how things are wrapped up. I love this book. I love this series. I love this world. And like with the last book, I love how pretty this cover is. Just all the golds and warmth compared to the last cover, which was all like silver and cool tones. It's a nice little contrast. So because this is the final book in a series, I feel not too much I can say without giving spoilers. So, without further ado, I'm just gonna go right into a spoilery bit, so if you've not gotten this far in the series yet, highly suggest you click away now and come back after you catch up. I honestly don't know where I want to begin with this. Even when I first was reading this series, I didn't think Ethan was gonna die. And because I knew what was gonna happen, I knew he wasn't gonna die. He is the main character, so unless the last book was just in a totally different character's perspective, it was pretty safe that Ethan was going to survive. In this book, I thought it was really interesting to see Ethan's loyalty to Kieran. He is beyond angry at Kieran, and he wants nothing to do with him after all this, but he doesn't want him to die. He wants him to come back and, like, fix his mistakes, if only for Megan's sake, if only for Ash's sake. So I found that perspective interesting, considering Kieran stabbed him and left him for dead, and through most of this book, wanted him dead. So despite all that bad blood, he still wanted Kieran to see reason, still wanted Kieran to see sense, and just that kind of loyalty to anyone, family or no, I just found really interesting. And just, I felt so bad for Megan and Ash, but more so for Megan, because she is in a no-win situation. She has no choice but to go against her son in this case. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to do this to her own child, naturally. But he tried to kill Ethan. He almost succeeded in killing Ethan. And he committed treason. He's helping declare war against all of the Never Never. And what choice does she have? And then just all this guilt that she knew what could have potentially happened because of the Oracle and the prophecy. And no matter how hard she tried, she still couldn't keep it from coming to pass. And just, I felt so bad for her. And just going back to Ethan for a minute, just Ethan's growth for his feelings with the Fae was just amazing. He went from hating them, wanting nothing to do with them, just all these negative feelings, and never wanting to, like, make a deal, rather dying than make a deal, just to going to how he ended up, him willingly making a deal with Len and She, and then just also that deal with Len and She in general. I am blanking on the exact details, but the price would have been split between him and Kieran. It went from that to, oh, well, I guess you could just give it all to him, to, no, I don't want to do that. He's not here to, like, give his opinion, defend himself. I don't feel right doing that. To him giving up, what was it, like a year of his life? Just that development, though. considering everything that Kieran has done, I wouldn't have blamed Ethan if he just been like, yeah, no, Kieran can pay the full price for this. Give it all to him. I honestly would not have blamed him in the slightest. But just that growth. That growth. As well as him and his feelings towards Ash. Like, the initial anger and bitterness he feels rises up, but he's able to, like, tramp it down and be like, no, I can't do this anymore. I can't. Whether I like it or not, you're part of the family. And just his evolution with his feelings towards Ash was just fantastic. Love to see it. Love to see that kind of growth. And just him coming to terms with his bitterness towards Megan for leaving him. It's like, yeah, no, you're happy, and as your brother, I want you to be happy, and just love to see it. Love to see it. And then just him accepting the gift the Never Never gives him, being immune to summer and winter glamour. Him, first of all, accepting that deal, because, like I said before, growth. I honestly forgot about the whole, like, deal with the Never Never. Completely forgot about that, so that was a nice, pleasant surprise. I felt so bad for Annabelle in this book. I feel it's, pretty safe to say she wasn't gonna make it once she started to fade, but just, regardless, her death was sad. It was really, really sad. And the fact that it took her dying breaths to break through to Kieran is both frustrating, because it's like, Kieran, really? I understand that he's not completely within his own mind. He's missing his soul, or a big part of his soul. Then him thinking what he's doing is right and all that, but still it's like, really, bro? Really? I liked how we got to see the big bad wolf again. I greatly enjoyed seeing him in the Iron Knights, and it was great seeing him again, even if it was for a short amount of time. Also, great seeing Puck and Ash again. I will never complain seeing either of them. I will never complain with Ash and Puck content. Just love it. And just, this is gonna be a little bit random, but I found it interesting with Queen Mab stopping Titania from killing Kieran when she had the chance. Just, it was interesting seeing that softer side, if briefly. If you can even call it a softer side. I mean, it could have just been a pride thing, like, he may be a traitor, but I'm not letting you kill one of my blood. Just, I enjoyed that. I know we saw, like, a brief bit of, not softness, I don't think, but emotion from Mab when she had to banish Ash back in the original series. What was it, the Iron Queen, I think it was? Or the end of the Iron Daughter. Like, she had seemed legitimately upset about having to banish Ash from the Never Never. And I could see, like, bits of that protecting Kieran from Titania. I don't know, just that was interesting to me at least. And I gotta say, I love the, like, little compromise with what to do with Kieran. Like, he has got a lot of redemption to do. Sure, his heart was in the right place with everything he did, but he still royally messed up. And the Forgotten are without their queen. They need someone to help take care of them. The Thin Man's gone, the queen is gone. And honestly, just talking about the queen for a minute, I'll get back to the thought I was going with. The Forgotten Queen, or the First Queen, I would love to get more info on her, like how the Never Never was before the courts, when everything was one. It was mentioned it was really chaotic, really bloody, really dangerous, and just not a good time, even among Never Never standards. I was really curious to how things were before Summer and Winter came to be, how the First Queen fell, how the courts came to be to begin with. Just, this book just made me really curious about, like, the history of the Never Never. And it makes me wonder if maybe we'll get some of that in the next series. It is going to be focused on Puck, and just out of the protagonists we've had so far for these books, he is much more knowledgeable. Like, Ethan and Megan both kind of had outsiders' perspectives. And yeah, we had Ash for one book, but it was also mentioned somewhere that Puck is older than Ash, so he has more information than Ash would. I would assume. It makes me wonder. And also on the topic of the first queen, I love how her downfall came to be. That it wasn't Ash, Puck, Ethan, Kieran, or any of them who did her in. It was the Forgotten themselves. Just, I found that really interesting, a good way to go about it, and just kind of poetic in a way. The subjects rising against their queen, realizing this isn't right. She doesn't care about us, and just, I really enjoyed that. Now, going back to what I was talking about before, the whole resolution with Kieran becoming the Forgotten King, just really interesting. I like that. It fit. It fit really well. I feel it fit him as a person, him as a character, him wanting to help people, and here he is having a chance to do something as well as right the wrongs he made. And also, that epilogue takes place a little whiles after the events with everything. Kenzie is in remission, which I gotta say, yay, that is such a big deal. Ethan being so much happier. Like, sure, there are still consequences for everything that happened, but he is trying to get his life together as much as possible. He has a much more positive outlook on everything. He has come to peace. He has bridged that gap between him and Megan, and just, it's such a happy ending. And for Kenzie, her dad is going to therapy. They're sorting themselves out, which I'm so happy for her. She can still salvage this relationship with her dad. Just happy endings all around. As I'm reading it, I'm getting all happy and emotional, and then we end with Megan showing up with Kieran to introduce him to the family, and just, that really hit me. Just, oh my god, yes. Just so happy. And just, all in all, I thought this was an amazing conclusion to this trilogy, and oh my god, I am so excited for the next series. Like, I am so giddy to go and start Shadow's Legacy, which is, for those who don't know, a short novella that bridges the gap between Call of Forgotten and Puck's series. And I believe it's from Kieran's point of view, so it's gonna be really, really interesting. I am so hyped to see all these characters again, to get a new perspective, to get new information, a new story. Just the excitement, the hype is so real right now. And yeah, I honestly feel that I don't have too much more I could add other than just gushing and nonsense. And yeah, those are the major things I just want to talk about. So, for those who are still watching, what did you think? Did you like this addition to the series? Did you not? Were there things that I didn't talk about that you want to talk about? Let me know. Let's get a discussion going. And yeah, that is it for this video, and I hope to see you guys next time.